Hello dear student, welcome in this online session of 10th standard. I hope you are doing well at your home. So today we are going to learn a very beautiful lesson which is actually relating with two of the families. So in this lesson we have to focus the textbook which is also named as in 10th standard NCERT as the first flight. So in this first flight we will learn about a lesson which is actually displaying on your screen, the proposal. Obviously now you might have understood what is the theory and the theme going to lead in this whole story. And the story is actually represented by Anton Chekhov. As we know, the word phrase proposal has several meanings. Now you can guess out. It can be a suggestion, a plan, scheme for doing something, an offer as possible for a plan or action. It may be also furthermore, okay. So it can be also about act of asking something, someone's hand in the marriage. When you keep your proposal in front of your boss to clear your project, when you keep your proposal in front of dad to ask for his permission, lots of kinds of proposals are there. But here the lesson is going to deal with the marriage ceremony and how it is going to become a battle ceremony. That's only we are going to learn in this lesson. Now before we learn, we need to understand the basic characters of this lesson. They are going to lead this story. So now you can see the character. The characters of the story is Stefanovich Chubukov, that is Natalia's father. Natalia Stefanova, Chubukov's daughter. Then Ivan Vasilyevich Lombo, that is Chubukov's neighbor. So here Chubukov is a main character who is leading the story. Now, before starting the story, we need to understand how the story is narrated with. See, generally the proposal by Anton Chekhov is originally a kind of a marriage proposal which is actually has been also narrated inside like an action play by the Russian story and a short playwriter, dramatist action person in the year 1860 to 1904. So it was written in the 1888 till 1809. Now this one act plays about the tendency of wealthy Russian families, people to seek marriage, ties with each other, wealthy family relations also. Some marriages are done on the basis of the concept where they make family, they make a bonding. Some marriages are only to set up the business proposals and to grow their infrastructure, to grow their business empowerment larger. So this is a kind of that second option. So this one act play is all about tendency of a wealthy Russian family or the people to seek marriage ties with the other wealthy families, and the people increase their estate also. So by encouraging marriage that makes good economical sense, Ivan Lombo comes to seek the hand of Chubukov, whose 25-year-old daughter of Natalia. Therefore, all three are quarrelsome. Now, dad, then the girl and the boy who is asking for the hand, the three people are quarreling with each other. So the proposal is actually now in danger and being forgotten. Now they are moving from the topic. They are moving from the topic why the boy came. Okay, why the boy came. He came there to ask for the hand, but actually that proposal has been assided. And now they are talking, they are fighting, they are quarreling with the property and some old nonsense talks. So, but the economical good sense ensures that the proposal is made successful after all, although the quarreling perhaps continues. In the last, the story goes with the characters and the characters marry each other, but then also the quarreling is going on. So let's start the story. Now as I said you already the characters, so now we have to move on the basic summary of the story. See, this story is like a story which can be played in the drama of a class, okay, like a class drama. So here in this online lecture, I'll try to make you understand the deep theory of the story, because due to unavailability of the characters, we will just focus what is the theme of the story. Okay, so the scene opens in the Chubukov's daughter drawing room. Now the story starts. Lombo Chubukov rises to welcome him. Okay, Chubukov asks him how he getting on there, how he came there. Lombo thanks him. Chubukov also tells, and his daughter also gets along with somehow. He's asking why he is formal in his get-up. He's asking, dad is asking that, hi dear, why are you in general get-up? Lombo tells that he has come to see him. Means the Lombo is going to see father of Natalia. Okay. Chubuko suspects that he has come not only for to see me, okay, come to borrow my money. He is thinking that he may be coming to borrow the money, and that's the matter. He is here actually. So he decided not to give him any kind of money. And on making further inquiry, Lombo tells, after the story continues, Lombo is telling that with a great joy he has come to ask the hand of Natalia. That's a kind of very good impression there, okay. So Natalia in the marriage. Chibuko gets joy of hearing this, and Natalia has reached the marriageable age also. Marriageable age means it's around 23 to 25, okay. So he is off his balance with a joy. Absolutely. A father's biggest dream is that his daughter must be going in the good hands, okay, and she must be getting a good life with a good life partner who must be loving, caring and supporting. So he is now very happy, okay. Now Lombo asks him if Natalia will consent for this marriage or not. Chubuko tells Natalia is to consent for this, as she is now in love with him and she is also like a lovesick here. So he is telling that of course Natalia will agree for the marriage. Don't you worry about that. So Lombo trembles all over, just as if have got an examination before him. Now he is also shivering. Lombo is also shivering sometime because he is also happy, but he is not knowing the result for what he came there. It means if he is going to ask Natalia, will she marry him? Then the answer may be no also, maybe yes also. Okay, so he is thinking that Natalia is an excellent housekeeper, not bad looking also. She is educated, and what more else does he wants? So he is already 35, a critical age where he needs to get married, and now he should not delay his marriage and led with a quite regular life. So he suffers from palpitations and get easily upset also. Sometimes he is thinking very often, and sometimes he is becoming very like irritative also. So he's thinking that before he get ill, before he fell down on the ground, before nobody is there to take care of him, he must be getting a wife. So therefore he is actually thinking to get married with a girl, okay. Now Lombo is asking that she is in the room or not, but Natalia was already in the room. Now when we can say to getting off the sleep, sometime he also needs to pull off the clothes and all. So there was nobody to help this Lombo. So he was needing a life partner. Now Natalia comes and surprises to see him because her father tells her that a merchant has come for his goods. See, Natalia is called by the father. Father says, Natalia, come here, beta. There is someone, a merchant is there who is seeking for the goods. But when Natalia is coming, she found that Lombo is standing there. And that's how Lombo asks how she is, how you should say. So Lombo is asking, hello Natalia, how's her health? Okay, now she is in her apron and negligible, as she is selling peas for drying. Okay, now she is in her general cloth apron, and literally we can say she offers smoke and matches also. She tells that weather is splendid, but the previous day it was so wet that the workmen did not go any day, and that's how she had whole field to cut, and now she is afraid her at any may not come back. Means she's telling that I am loaded with the work. Today is the good day, but yesterday it was not a good day. Nobody has came for the work, so I have to go in the field and I have to harvest the crops. So quite little bit I am busy also in that. So she had whole field cut, and now she is afraid that her any man will be not helping. Then Lombo is unable to ask if she will accept his proposal or not. So Lombo is thinking that whether she will accept my proposal or she will not. So he is actually hesitating there. Now he mentions, okay, Lombo is unable to ask. So he mentions auction meadows that touch Chubuko's birchwood. Auction meadows is a place, okay, which is coming in the both's property. Now he also tells that between their families there was a good mutual respect and affection also. See, the proposal is kept aside. Now they're talking about property, the diameter, the limitations and the border also. Okay, so that is a condition. Auction meadows which are waked between the birch woods and the burnt marshes. Now Lombo tells that auction meadows belongs to him, and he says that that wo to mera khet hai na, how you can go there? So he tells that aunt's grandmother gave this free of auction meadows to the farmer of the father's grandfather, and in the return of which they were making bricks for the aunt's grandmother. Means it was the time when Lombo's aunt was making, like Lombos were making some kinds of aunt and all for the Natalia's grandmother or the aunt, and they gave these kinds of bricks. In front of that, she gave the whole land in the free. Okay, so she gave the auction meadows for 40 years and had got now habited for the regarding these. So meadows as now belongs to Lombo. So Lombo is saying that this meadows are mine because I got in gift, my grandfather got in gift. Okay, she tells that meadows aren't much of to her. Okay, they only cost 5 descendants and are worth perhaps 300 rubles, but she can't stand unfairness. She says that okay, no problem, meadows are not that much worthly, but one thing I don't like, that why you seek my property without my permission. Okay, so she is telling that he tells that he will make her present of the meadow also. Now she's telling that okay, don't you worry about that, but it's not a good thing to take anybody's property. So they continued dispute. Lombo is told that he is a mean person, and in meanwhile she tells that you are a mean person. बड़े ही मतलबी इंसान हो यार तुम तो. So see, the proposal from the sweetness is going to the salty, and laterly it will become chili also. So that's how we can say this is the story which is taking a very sharp turn. So she tells she can make a present of them herself because they are hers, and she says that no worries, you can take, that's a gift from my side, जाओ ले लो, कोई नहीं मांगता. She tells him no, that previous year they lent him their threshing machine, although on the account they had to put off their own threshing till November. So he is impudent in her caption, and Lombo gets angry and asks as if a land grabber. Okay, and now quarrel is going on the very heat. Okay, and laterly she says that she will send her movers and the grass cutters out to the meadows, and he says that he will give it to them in the neck. One side the girl is saying, don't worry about that, I'll cut my field and I'll cut my crops and all, you don't you worry about that, we don't need any kind of land. But now the boy is saying, the Lombo is saying, oh, I also don't need that kind of thing, take it back to you, I'll give in the neck. Okay, I don't take your land. Okay, so he asks her if he wasn't for the awful excruciating palpitations, he would talk to her in the different way. And he says that if my health was not good today, then I could have talked to you in a different way. So this is the condition you are now. You are standing here and I'm talking with you very politely. Now Chubuko enters the scene and asks them, what's the matter? And they are shouting for both. Okay, Chubuko means the father is entering in the matter. Both Natalia and Lombos are fighting, and now father is saying, what is the matter here? You came here for the proposal, but why are you fighting here? Now Natalia and Lombo ask his opinion about the oxen meadows. Asking his opinion means they are asking that whom does the land belongs to? Okay, Chubuko tells that they belonging to him. Lombo tells Chubuko he will have matter taken to the court and then he will show him. So now Chubuko says that okay, don't you worry, the land is belonging to myself, my daughter, not yours. And now Lombo tells Chubuko that he will have the matter taken to the court and then will show him. And now he says that okay, this is wrong, this is very wrong. I'll take this matter to the court and then you have to see. Then you will see. I'll show you what's my power and I'll show you what is the truth. Okay, so that's the condition. Lombo is giving some kinds of like a kind of a warning also to them. And laterly, then we can say the three are now using the bad words. Now Lombo also abuses his grandfather, and then the three of using the bad words. So Chubuko tells Lombo have had long say in his family. Okay, so Chubuko is telling your family was like characterless family. It was not a good family. I know about your mother, your father, your aunt, and all. His grandfather was drunken person. He says that your younger aunt enveloped with an architecture. When architecture ran away with your aunt, your grandfather was a drunkard. What you will say? Okay, his grandfather was a drunken. His younger aunt enveloped with an architect. Lombo too says about Chubuko's grandmother. Okay, was hump baked. She was also not a good lady. And Lombo is also upset and wants water. But the father-daughter continues to say miraculously words like double-faced, irregular, backbitcher, dishonest, mean, rascal, scarecrow, villain, blind hen. Okay, then trying up ghost, extra. Here Lombo was thirsty to get the water. Now Lombo gets out of their house, and now Chubuko tells that Lombo came to make a proposal to her. When the Lombo is going from there, okay, Lombo is thirsty and now he's feeling to fall down. So he's leaving that house and is going from there. But what happens, after when he went, Lombo is going from there. Now the dad is telling to her daughter, means Chubuko is telling to Natalia, he came here for the proposal. So laterly, Natalia is now saddened by hearing this and requests her father to recall Lombo. She says that, please recall that boy, I want to get married with him. Chubuko becomes unhappy over his request and made by Natalia also. So he thinks that he should shoot himself or hang himself. Now Chubuko is thinking that, yeah, due to my interference only, my daughter is becoming sad, so he was thinking to kill himself. Okay, now once more Natalia and Lombo talks and they get into the quarrel. Now again we can say but he goes actually, rather hanging or killing himself, father goes to the boy's house, means Chubuko is going to the Lombo's home to call Lombo. Okay, and now Lombo is coming back to the home. Okay, now again we can say once more Natalia and Lombo talk and get into the quarrel once more about their dogs, guesses, squeezers, and also Lombo tells that he has got his dogs guesses and Minerora around 125 rubles in the cost amount, thinks too high cost, and he thinks that Natalia is owning a very cheap dog, so she thinks that her dog Squeezer, whose cost is 85 ruble, is a cheaper, better than his dog. Even better when the Volkesti dog on the point of pedigree is kept and one side her dog is kept. So she is now fighting with Lombo on the concept of dog. So that's how we can say they are fighting like a crab and the other crabs and all. So horses and dogs. Now she says that his dog is half dead already, and Chubuko tells that the guesses is forbidden, firm on his feet, and well sprung ribs also. All my dog is fine, he is not dead, but it's old and short muzzles also. So Lombo also tells that their dog Squeezer is like a dog under very bushes, जैसे वो झाड़ियों में घूमने वाला कुत्ता. Okay, so therefore she says she had paid already 85 rubles for that. Okay, so that is him about 25 rubles would be handsome price to pay for him. So here she is telling that it will be just 25 rubles for your dog. It is not that much here. So your dog is also like short over a big hunter, and it is not a good dog here. Now its lower jaw is shorter and the upper one is different here. So our third dog are also better than your dog. So they are fighting with the dog style. Okay, now they're also like fighting with each other. Now he says that, Lombo says that he wouldn't take 5 squeezers for his guesses for his other dogs. Okay, both try to prove their dogs were better, and other Natalia says that Squeezers is just 100 times better than my silly 100 times better than the other dogs. Natalia says that. Now Chubuko tells that his dog is best dog in the district, and that's how Lombo comments that they think they're either blind or a fool. This way we can say they both are fighting. So Chubuko is telling they are blind and they are fool, why they are fighting. This is not the time for the fighting here. And later we can say he also tells them in a cool way when the Lombo says that Marsukense hunts geeses ran neck and neck with the count of the dogs, with the squeezers were left bar behind here. He says that when there is a problem, Marsukenes hunts the geese's dogs, and the geese's dogs are caught by the neck also, so they are not good enough. And laterly he says that my dogs are such a brave dogs that they can fight with an animal, they can protect the field also. So Lombo says that the dogs run after a fox, but the squeezes run after a sheep here. And he is saying what you have, okay, you are having just the squeezers which are only running behind the sheep, my dogs are running behind the foxes here. So now both of us again using the bad word. So this is the condition where you can see that they both are actually fighting once again. So Natalia thinks Lombo is dead and shot for a doctor. In the same time, what is happening, in the same time, like Lombo falls on the ground and he becomes faint. Faint means he's not having any sense to stand up. So Natalia thinks that he is dead. He is already dead. And little we can say Natalia thinks Lombo is dead and shot for a doctor. Now her father lifts the tumbler for the water, Lombo's mouth, but he doesn't drink. He is trying to put water in the mouth of the boy, Lombo, but he is not drinking. He is unconscious. Okay. Meanwhile, Lombo comes to see sense, and Chubuko puts Lombo's hand into Natalia's hand, and to complete the proposal, the father gives his blessing and requests to leave in the peace, but no more. Natalia asks Lombo to admit her hand. So that's a condition when the Lombo is standing there. Father is telling, don't you worry about that. He is taking his hand and the daughter's hand also and the boy's hand, and now he's mixing both the hands, and he's saying that in the name of God Almighty, I bless you as a husband and wife. Now, Lombo, please you leave my room with very peacefulness, because this fight will be going on and on and on. So the father gives his blessing and requests them to leave him in the peace. But once more, Natalia asked Lombo to admit guesses whose dog is better, either your squeezers or my guesses. Okay, so that's how again they starts for the quarreling about the dogs. So that's how we can say this story is actually leading with the proposal, and it is ending with the battlefield. Okay, but this story also tells that whenever we are meeting some kinds of people, either we are discussing any proposal, keeping a marriage proposal or whatever is there, we need to focus only on the topic, because rather than the topic can be making you to go on a verge level, on a dangerous level. Okay, so this is the whole story about the proposal. I hope you enjoyed the lecture, and due to not presence of the students, we are unable to get this lecture with the student role couple, so I just made you to understand the theme of the story. We'll see you soon in some other part of the story. This was the proposal. Take care, keep smiling and be healthy. Stay away from the strangers. Use mask and sanitizers whenever you go out. Thank you.